Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting, man. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have, I think it's like 8 or 9 games on the slate. So we do have a pretty decent slate going on, so I'm super excited to go ahead and dive into the couple plays that I did end up finding. I will say at the time recording this video, we only have lines up for about half of the games on. So hopefully I can find an added play for tomorrow. As always, if I do end up adding a play, it will be in the pinned comment section, and it will be on my Twitter as well, so make sure you guys do check both of those spots before the games do end up tipping off. I'll more than likely be adding a play for tomorrow. But before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We are less than 20 subscribers away at the time of recording this video, so hopefully we can hit 10,000 by tomorrow on Wednesday. So hopefully we can get to 10K, man. And if we end up doing that by the time that New Year's does end up hitting, if we end up getting this less than 20 by the time New Year's hits, we'll be doing a pretty big giveaway, and you guys will not want to miss it. Trust me on that. So I'm super excited to dive into it. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. Kind of another wash of a day, to be completely honest. Lost just a little bit of juice, ended up going 2-2 on our plays. So, we did end up having Franz Wagner over 18.5 points versus the Lakers, minus 125. I would still take this play 10 out of 10 times. Franz Wagner tied his lowest shot attempt game of the entire year with only 8 shot attempts. And even with only having 8 shot attempts, he still finished with 15 points. So he was literally only 4 points away from being able to hit this over. He just didn't see any volume. He saw nearly no shot attempts. He wasn't super aggressive, but the shots that he took were good shots, and the shots that he took, he made. So I'm not even mad at Franz for not really hitting his over. Like, he was even, like, from a defensive perspective, he was matched up on LeBron. So, like, he had so much of a weight load, or like a workload on him. So can't really blame the guy, but, you know, he did not end up getting it done for us. Then we had D'Anthony Melton over 11.5 points. He only takes 2 shots in the first half. Finishes with 0 points at halftime. Finishes with 6 points over the course of the entire game. I think he finished with like 6 shots too, so he had like 1 point per shot. Definitely a tough showing here from D'Anthony Melton for sure. And Joel Embiid, man, he's just a monster. He's just an absolute monster. I should have just taken his over like I had in my lean, but, you know, it is what it is. Then we did have Dylan Brooks, under 22.5 PRAs versus the Suns, minus 125. This one did end up working out for us. We caught Dylan Brooks on one of his bad days. I think he only attempted like 9 shots or something like that. So this one was pretty easily under, to be completely honest. But then we also did end up having an added play from our community. Joe, obviously a comment legend, we ended up taking his play as of yesterday. He had the Hornets team total under 118.5. Clears that by a long shot. I think they only finished with 105. So it was actually so free. So completely free. Ended up working out for us. So we ended up going 2-2 on our plays, and then our consensus play for the Pacers, minus the 2, ends up working out for us as well. So if you count the consensus play, we had another winning day, but we've been crazy with these 2-2s. It's really frustrating, but hopefully we can go ahead and turn that around today, get ourselves a winning day. We need one in the absolute worst way, man. Like we just got to get over this 2-2 hump. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So for our first official play of the day, our Kings kill shot play of the day, we're taking D'Angelo Russell over 17.5 points here versus the Pelicans at minus 110 odds. Now, he has only covered in 1 of his last 4 games, but what I really like about this is because D'Angelo Russell has been really good on the road. He has finished in 8 of his last 11 road games, and he finished with 1 of those losses being right on the hook. So he's been very close to finishing 9 out of his last 11 road games, and I think that he can get it done here for us. He should see extensive volume, especially still with Karl-Anthony Towns out of the lineup. Not only to mention, he has covered in 6 out of his last 8 versus the Pelicans, so I think that's a pretty good spot to target too. He's been pretty good against this New Orleans Pelicans team, and I don't really expect anything to change. The New Orleans Pelicans are definitely still struggling on the defensive end without Zion. I know that they do have some defensive pieces, but let's be honest. The defense is going to be more focused on a guy like Anthony Edwards than they are going to be on a guy like D'Angelo Russell. So I do think that he can get to 18 points here for us. And the Pelicans, they did have a really good defensive game last game. They held the Pacers to just 93 points, but prior to that, they've given up an average of 123.5 points per game in their last 7 games. So if you don't count that Indiana game, this team's defense has really struggled without Zion. So I do think that D'Angelo Russell can get it done here for us, especially as the point guard of this team. I think the shot volume is definitely going to be there. He's attempted a lot of shots here recently, and I don't expect that to change. I think a lot of the defensive focus is going to be on Anthony Edwards, forcing D'Angelo Russell to shoot even more. So I do think it's a really good spot here for an over, so we're going to be riding with it. D'Angelo Russell over 17.5 points here versus the Pelicans at minus 110 odds. Now for our second official play of the day, we are going to be going with the Pistons plus 1.5 here versus the Magic at minus 110 odds. Now, I like this for a couple different reasons, because when these two teams match up, just take the home team. Just take the home team, and in this situation, the Pistons have won 9 of their last 12 games versus the Magic at home. That is a 75 win percentage at home versus this Magic team, and I think that we can see it happen once again. This is going to be the first game that Orlando is a road favorite, all year long, and they are only 7-8-1 against the spread on the road. Now, I know that Detroit is not very good at home either. They're just 7-9-1 against the spread at home, but somebody at the end of the day has to win this game, and the Magic are coming off a game where they just ended up playing last night. So why in the world? Why not? Why can't the Pistons take care of business? They've done a really good job at home versus this Magic team, and I think that they can once again. The only injury that Detroit does have is Marvin Bagley, but Jalen Duren has been absolutely insane. He's looked really good, and I think that he's been way better than Marvin Bagley was. So let's be completely honest. I just think that the Pistons can get it done here for us. I think that they can win this game. So that is going to be our second official play of the day. Pistons plus 1.5 here versus the Magic at minus 110 odds. So for our third and final play of the day, I hate how good of a spot this is. But we're taking it. We're going Grayson Allen over 8.5 points here versus the Chicago Bulls at minus 130 odds. Now, if you guys know anything about me, I am a diehard Bulls fan, okay? Absolutely diehard Bulls fan. But Grayson Allen versus the Bulls is a money glitch. It's an absolute money glitch. I hate it. I hate it so much. This is where Grayson Allen's quote came from, where he was talking about like how he heard louder boos in college. He was talking about the game that he did see in the United Center, and it's disgusting. But it is what it is. I don't like Grayson Allen at all, but I'm not here to make picks with my heart, right? I'm here to make picks with the stats, and the stats love this play. Like, absolutely love this play. But he has not hit the over in 4 straight, and this line is still 8.5 and juiced to the over. Does speak a lot of volume. I think he is due for a bounce back here. He has hit the over in 4 straight games here versus the Bulls, and he has hit over in 5 of his 6 career games in Chicago. He's been great in Chicago, and it destroys me, but the Bulls do allow the second most points per game to opposing shooting guards in the last 7 games, and they allow the most 3-pointers made to opposing shooting guards in the last 7 games. The over-under is set to 231.5, which is decently high, and I think that he can get to 9. Like, that's really not that big of a number to clear, and I think that he can. Chicago's also 26th in defensive efficiency in the last 3. They've been one of the worst defenses in all of basketball. So I hate that I am betting on Grayson Allen to go off, because I just do not like Grayson Allen, but it's probably just because of Bulls bias. And hey, I'm here to provide you guys with winners. I'm not here to provide you guys with plays that I just kind of throw off the top of my head. So all the stats do back this up. So I really do like it. I know that it's going to hurt me down deep, but realistically, if I see that number in my bankroll go up, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So that is going to be our third official final play of the day. Grayson Allen over 8.5 points here versus my Chicago Bulls at minus 130 odds. Now for our consensus play of the day, we are going to be going to the Jazz and the Warriors game. Currently, the Warriors are 2.5 point underdogs. When it comes to the injury report, the Jazz do not have Kelly Olynyk. The Warriors still no Steph, still no Andrew Wiggins. But other than that, nothing too significant. But from left to right, we do have Brady. Brady is going to be on the Warriors. We do have Mitch. Mitch is going to be on the Jazz. We do have Ryan. Ryan's on the Warriors. We have Seth. Seth is also on the Warriors. Personally, for me, I'm going to be on the Jazz. And I'll talk about it in just a minute, but the consensus play is the Warriors plus the 2.5. Personally, I just think that this is a little bit of a trap line. Obviously, the Warriors, one of the best home teams in all of basketball, and they're coming off of a second leg of a back-to-back. I get that, but like, there's still no reason that the Warriors shouldn't really be favored. I know they're dealing with some injuries, but I mean, like, they've still been really good. So I feel like it's a trap line, but realistically, I'm riding with the consensus. As always, these are my guys. They're smart. We've been really sharp here in our consensus plays. Hopefully, we can go ahead and continue this on. So that is going to be the consensus play of the day. Warriors plus 2.5 here versus the Jazz at minus 110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're less than 20 subscribers away at the time of recording this video. So let's go ahead and hit it tomorrow. Let's do it so that way we can go ahead and do a pretty big giveaway at the first of the year. I'm super excited about it, so hopefully you guys are too. But without any further, that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe. And that's going to be it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.